going north to Alaska. We're gonna go north. The rush is on. So this is Alaskan's Winter Ale, and reading the label, I think you're familiar with this one. We've talked about it already too this winter, but it's Alaskan's Winter Ale brewed with spruce tips, clocks in at 6.4% ABV. Uh, and let's see here. It's got a Best By date on it too of, for shame, January 2nd. Man. Well, we're past that, but I'm going to drink this anyway. So anyway, I like to have about, probably grab a 6-pack of this every winter. The first one I ever had was on tap at the now defunct JB's in La Crosse. And on tap, it was amazing. This is probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Excellent beer. It's an old English style beer. And like it says on the label, brewed with spruce tips. There's a little bit of a juniper berry hint note too in this one, as I remember it. But JB's was the first place I had it. I thought it was wonderful on tap, so I've been drinking it every year since. So that being said, we might as well just go ahead and get right after this guy here. So, oh yeah, off comes the popper topper. Let's see. Is that upside down? No, it is. Let me see if I can get that for you right there. And then on the back it says beer powered beer, which I don't, that's pretty meta. I don't understand that fully. But yeah, looking forward to this one as I do every year. Now, spoiler alert, I have had this one already this year on tap. And look at that head. That's even on a soft pour. Popping right out. As you can see, very light caramel notes. It almost looks bready, which, you know, is pretty inviting for a midwinter beer. But yeah, we had this one at the Crooked Pint on tap, and I will say what I remember of that was this year's. Most of the years I've had this, it gets a little, I wouldn't say heavy-handed with the kind of piney notes, but they're definitely prevalent. And this year's was more of the juniper berry that we had noticed in this one. So, like all beers, they change year to year, batch to batch a little bit. But that was one of the things I really noticed on this one this year is the berry notes had come through a lot more prevalently than in years past. And the spruce is a little bit more, the pininess is a little more subdued. Stuff a nose in here. You get a little bit of caramel malt, a little bit of grassy kind of hop note. We'll do a quick taste here and see where this one's at in the bottle this year. Yeah, so there is a little bit of caramel sweetness, a hint of that breadiness or like a biscuitiness. Not like a buttered biscuit. What am I trying to think of? Like, almost like a, why can't I think of the word? Like a dumpling kind of a thing. But there is that yeastiness to it too. So not like a yeastless biscuit note. Be like a biscuit with like not all the yeast in it. I don't know. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, man. Just trying to describe this one. And now you get a little bit more of that biscuity. There's almost a... Hang on. I was going to say there's almost like a small citric acid or some sort of like lemony zestiness on the top of this too. I don't think that's quite it. I think that maybe is the pine notes are maybe buried in the back a little more muted this year than in years past. It's like it wants to come off like citrus, but it just isn't. Or maybe I want it to come off like citrus and I just can't put that together. But in any case, Alaskan's Winter Ale, brewed with spruce tips. Got the juniper berry thing going on this year. Maybe go find you some. If not, you can come over here and have some. That's cool. We'll have some for a little bit yet, even though I know it's past January 2nd. For shame. In any case, I hope you're having a great evening. And we'll talk to you soon, man. All right. Cheers. Why can't I think of the word? Like a dumpling kind of a thing.